Oh, hello, beautiful people of the internet. My name is Ryan. Welcome back to The Forgotten City and episode number 7 of our blind playthrough of this beautiful game. I say beautiful, but I really should probably... I mean, it is beautiful, but the word I would use to describe it more than beautiful is intriguing, mysterious. Intriguing is the word that really sticks out to me. In the last episode, speaking of intrigue... we had our suspicions confirmed that we were not pulled out of a river by a random Karen. We were pulled out of a river by the Karen and put down here. We're dead. Or maybe alive. But we've been sent into the underworld. Some cruel, fucked up thought experiment by the god Pluto, who wants the many to suffer for the sins of the one. We also... What else happened? Oh yeah, we just sort of explored around a bunch. We found a bunch of different parts of the city that we hadn't really been to before, including going to the Great Temple, finding an obelisk with some missing plaques, finding the upper cistern that we could not get inside of, finding a stranger hidden underneath the city who wants to give us a philosophical debate once we know the name of the god who rules this place. We do know that, so maybe we'll get up to that today. Who knows? We have lots to get on. How should we start? Well, I had an idea between episodes. First things first. Never mind. Second things second. First things first, Proserpina has just told us to wade against the current. That seems relatively self-explanatory to me. So I'll write that down. Wade against the current. First things first, I want to go back up to the Great Temple, and I want to look at the 4 sides around it that show the 4 different types of plaques we're looking for. There's apparently Greek. We'll come back to Equitia. Don't worry, we have a flower to give you. Apparently, Greek, Roman, Egyptian, and 1 mystery one. But to get up there, we're going to have to run past a bunch of stuff I've never been to before. So let's just get up there as quickly as possible. We'll do that first. Along the way, I will just shout my usual refrain. Why is it so windy specifically right here? My usual refrain of, is this or is this not a time loop? Shit. Citizens, it's time. It's a time loop, it turns out. She says it is time. Time for us to meet our thing. Look at Sisyphus, by the way. Time for us to elect our magistrates. Okay, first things first. We're going to get up here. We're going to look. Okay, I don't know. That one looks Roman to me. Maybe Greek? Egyptian. Maybe that's Egyptian. No, that's definitely Egyptian. So this is the one that is a question mark. Okay, dope. Done. Figured that out. It's time for the thing. So we're gonna run over there without dying, hopefully. I have a new idea. We're gonna let the election take place, and in the process, things are gonna go badly. And we're going to find... How do I get back to where I'm going? First off, current. We're going to find a way behind the secret door. I woke up today with on a mission. I'm ready. There's a secret door over this way. Somewhere. Right here. And that's what we're going to do. When the election goes bad, we're going to find a way beyond that. Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. Sure. Candidates are Sextus, Sintius, who we know, and Malleolus. There's no Galerius. Candidates abstain. Let's find the election real quick, just so we can take place, or so we can keep an eye on it. Maybe we'll learn something.
I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Okay.
Georgius.
Malleolus.
Dacius.
Malleolus.
Galerius.
I abstain. I'm just here to observe.
Virgil.
Malleolus.
Rufius.
Malleolus.
And finally, Domitius.
Malleolus. Who else?
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is
Heterochromia?
Marcus Malleolus Gurges.
Hail, Magistrate Malleolus. I said, hail, Magistrate Malleolus. That's more like
Green and blue.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve. No more shall you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe, because the tyrant Sentius told you it was forbidden. For my first act as magistrate, I hereby announce a day of celebration to mark the end of an era. The myth of the Golden Rule is no more.
The Golden Rule is real, you idiot.
For his attempt to deceive us all, Sentius is hereby found guilty of treason against the Empire.
What? I have committed no crimes. This is madness.
It feels like we've learned a
His
lot
sentence,
since the
to
last
fight
time we
for
were
his
here.
life in gladiatorial combat against Domitius. Here and now for your entertainment.
You have no idea what you're doing. You're going to get us all killed.
Wait, I exercise my right as a Vestal priestess to pardon him. I will not allow you to do this.
You're showing your true colors now, priestess. Your corruption sickens me. Domitius, ignore her.
What if
Proceed.
This is
Shot you.
insanity. You'll doom us all.
This still cracks me up.
Lies! It is time the Golden Rule was exposed for what it is. A children's fable, exploited by a treacherous leader to instill fear in all of us.
This is why he's in his gladiator gear. They've been planning this all along.
Shut up, all of you. The magistrate has spoken. I'm going to enjoy killing you, old man.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
It's so deafening. Cool. So, in that scene, nothing actually happens, like, sort of, ow, shit, I got hit already, that would break the Golden Rule in my mind. Shit, this is not the right place. It would be over here. It would be right there. So that's interesting. I thought maybe it would. Hi, friend. I need you to come all the way out here. Yep. That should be enough. Goodbye. Goodbye, my friend. Also, real quick, while I'm here, does this do anything? Nope. Okay. What's in here? 4,000 denarii, fletched arrows, a dead body. Oh, shit. A dead body? Arrows. Why would arrows be here? We're gonna die. What's this? That didn't do anything. Yeah, run, 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 run. Okay, interesting. Guarding a dead body. That's not what I would have expected. The 4,000 denarii is pretty incredible. Let's start a new time loop here. Hey, not much further. Done. Woo! So it might possibly be a time loop. Well, well, well. Man, this game is a lot of fun. I'm geeking out over the possibilities of what we can do on this next quote unquote time loop. Let's get back to it. Hi, Galerius. Now,
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and what you're doing with that bow on your back?
I was going to say things that could be different. I already know you need to give a flower to Equitia. I'm little indigestion. I need you to take care of some things urgently. The other thing is that I have a bow on my back.
Oh, sounds serious. I'm listening.
Will you do both of these? I was wondering if... Oh, this is so interesting. The game design of this game is blowing my mind. So Galerius might become a sort of pawn for me now in terms of like accomplishing the things that I know will keep certain people alive and stop certain golden rules from being broken. Galerius will do at least one of these, it sounds like. Yulia is dying, but Lucretia can't help her without this silphium resin. Take some of it and go quickly.
Yulia? Oh no. All right, I can do that.
Will you also stop Fabia from entering the empty shrine and tell the new arrival that what he will find is in there? Although, actually... Let me write down what happens if we send the person after Malleolus. Because Quinctius... Delusions of Grandeur and Heterochromia. I'm going to write that down. I'm not going to do it this time because I want to do other things. But maybe in the future I can send the new arrival after Malleolus. I think it would still end the time loop, but I just kind of want to see what would happen. Send new arrival after Malleolus. Let's try that. Eventually.
All right, let me see. Stop Fabia going in, but send the new arrival to the empty shrine. Understood.
Go.
I'll go, but once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
Nah. Have fun. Oh, he is sprinting. Also, I want to talk to you about Equitia. I don't know. I think I still have the flower. Do I give you the flower without knowing? That would be weird, right? I have goose eggs. Let's try that. Let's try the egg turn to gold. I know. I'm supposed to follow the current the wrong way. I'm supposed to wade against the current specifically. Which I have no perfect idea of what that means. I have a golden goose egg now, which I can take, which is different. These look valuable. Okay. I don't know what playing piece I just picked up, but I did pick up a playing piece. I can also talk to the goose. Can I talk to the goat? No. Oh, this game is wild. It's just making my brain go a million miles a minute. So what should we start with? I was going to talk to Livia. But maybe we should speak with Equitia because we also need to speak with Equitia a bunch. Because we hadn't actually ever finished the rest of the Equitia combo. Maybe let's try that. Equitia, you aren't here.
Lucretia, no time to explain. I'm supposed to give you the silphium resin for Yulia.
What? Quick, give it here. I'm just going to help her swallow this. I think she's going to be all right. Galerius, you're amazing. How did you know?
I was just doing what the new guy told me.
I don't understand. How did... Never mind. Thank you so much for acting as quickly as you did. I never knew again when you would have lost her.
Can't stay. Places to be.
Galerius, did you make it out on time? This is this is a hilarious little moment here. Is Galerius both there and over here? Yes.
For the last time, Dacius, I'm not making you a bow.
Okay, well, I now have an extra bow.
There are no other weapons in the city.
Interesting.
We all went
I have both
the
bows.
magistrate's weapons pen, so it wouldn't be an issue.
That's why I've got to get in first before someone else beats me to it.
Very interesting.
Hello there, friend. May I say, that is a glorious bow you're carrying. Do you mind if I ask where you acquired it?
This is actually kind of blowing my mind how much the game is flexible. How do I phrase this? There's so much new dialogue based on a decision I made or a item I have in my inventory, which is obviously incredible. It's just I would not have expected it, I guess. Like, in some ways it would be an easier version of the game to just not have all this new dialogue. But I guess, sorry, my brain is broken here. I guess it makes it part of the puzzle that Dacius also has new dialogue when I carry a regular wooden bow. I took it from the Shrine of Diana only to discover... Oh no, this is the never... I took it from the Shrine of Diana only to discover you'd locked me inside it with angry hornets. I escaped, and after traveling back in time, here I am.
Are you well, stranger? Have you been out in the sun too long? You seem a little... confused? Perhaps you should go and see Lucretia in a clinic.
Imagine the amount of writing it would take as a game developer to do a first loop Dacius conversation about the bow, second loop conversation about Dacius with the bow. Is there then sometime a third one when,
Very well.
you know,
Another time.
I have this regular wooden bow, which is kind of what you're looking for. Do you also have new dialogue about that? I don't know. Where'd Galerius get to?
Welcome.
Does Lucretia have dialogue about how I told Galerius?
Feeling all right?
I figured out how to treat rheumatism. Oh, I did. I forgot about that. Holy shit, I forgot to tell you this.
You made it into the palace. I'm impressed. How is Nevia?
I forgot that this was on my to-do list. She's alive. She just wants to be left alone. The treatment is willow bark. Who is the secret patient?
Willowback. I should have known. It was under my nose the whole time.
Rufius.
That's very helpful. Thank you. If this works, it should settle Rufius down some. I have some right here. Could you do me a favor and give him some of this? He'll just need to swallow a pinch of it. I'm hoping it will avert disaster.
Absolutely. Willow bark. Pot of finely shaved willow bark for medicinal purposes. Perfect. I can do that.
Thank you. I'm really glad you arrived when you did. That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
So there's no new dialogue for that. God, this game is blowing my mind. So where... Rufius is that direction. Let's go see if we can speak with Galerius real quick. Because he mentioned, can we talk after, you know... I need to go this way, I think. Can we talk after I go do all these things for you? Whose house is this, do you think? Whose dead body is in there? Because if I see a dead body, then I sort of want to try and figure out who it would be in our list of people, you know? Okay, Galerius is not up here. Like, in our list of possibilities. I can't go that way. That's something else. If you're sitting there at home thinking, Ryan, why the heck are you not going to explore, like, in there, for instance? I absolutely will. I absolutely will. Currently, I'm just doing my best to not get the entirety of every quest line active at the same time.
Whatever's in that great temple up there on the bluff, I bet it's worth a...
It's worth a fortune. Okay. Really quickly, is Galerius around here? Because this is where we would have sent him. No. This person's dead. Does Fabia have a new dialogue line on?
Oh,
Salve and welcome. Need something?
No.
All right. Thanks again for taking care of our problem.
So no new line
I
for
won't forget it.
having Galerius save her life. Okay. There's Rufius. We'll talk to Rufius in a second. Yulia's still here. Does Yulia have a new dialogue line? I'm testing, like...
Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. Galerius just saved my life. Was there something you wanted? Lucretia says I'm supposed to rest.
Now I'm not in trouble for saving your life when you didn't want to be saved. Why does this appear as a new dialogue option? I'm pretty sure I've asked you this.
You mean my life story? Oh.
Did I not?
Well, I grew up as part of a big family in Rome. Me and 3 older sisters. Our father found good husbands for my sisters, but I wasn't cut out for that kind of life. So he found me a job as a scribe for a prominent merchant. It was a good life for a while, until 7 months ago when the fires came. My colleagues and I worked desperately to try to protect our warehouse. We must have had 100 workers passing buckets of water, chanting prayers to Vulcan, but they fell on deaf ears. The fire was relentless and it claimed everything and everyone. Well, almost everyone. My employer told me to grab what valuables I could and flee for the Tiber with the crowds. I remember diving into the river and then... the next thing I knew, I was waking up on the riverbank not far from here.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. But to be honest, sometimes I think dying in that fire might have been a blessing, given what's happened since.
I understand. What do you think about the Golden Rule?
Our priestess, Equitia, once told me it's the god's way of creating a city without sin. But if that's the case, then whichever god is responsible for it didn't think it through. I mean, all it really does is make bad people better at hiding their sins, and good people too frightened to stand up for themselves.
Okay,
I've
Yulia.
seen Malleolus, Claudia, and Domitius make grown men cry. Romans. They don't cry easily. They've never physically hurt anyone. But the point is, they don't have to. They've got people running scared because everyone knows Malleolus is the favorite to win today's election.
We can change that. I'm working on that. Can I help?
I doubt it. I mean, the election is today, and you've only just arrived. I just don't think there's enough time for you to do anything.
We'll see about that.
I suppose we will.
Okay.
All right.
That was all new dialogue.
Goodbye.
Good. Stuff I missed. I love it. Rufius is here.
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana's.
Let's speak with Equitia first, because we had some dialogue here. All of Equitia's story.
A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
Well, if I ask this question here, I have a feeling it will be very weird. Because this Equitia does not know what I know, right? What the old Equitia knew. Do you know a way? Let's start with something different, and probably we'll have the conversation about how it's impolite. You know a way out of here?
I don't, I'm afraid. It seems to me we're exiled here until the gods judge us, one way or another.
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
I'm quite sure it's the work of the gods, which is strange because they've never been particularly concerned with our misdeeds, as long as we've kept the peace of the gods. We ask for blessings, for good health, bountiful harvest, military victory, and in return, we offer praise, wine, incense, or animals. But here, it seems they require much more of us. I find myself reminded of an especially pertinent tale from our great poet Ovid in his epic Metamorphoses. Would you like to hear it? It is rather long.
Absolutely. I have time. I have time, LOL. Do I?
Wonderful. It goes like this. Baucis and Philemon were an old married couple living a humble life in a small town. One night, the town gets a visit from a couple of vagrants. They go from door to door, asking for a place to stay the night. Of course, being vagrants, they're turned away sharply from house after house, 1,000 in all, until finally they come to the little cottage where Baucis and Philemon lived. Now, the kind old couple had very little to offer, but nevertheless, they invite these strangers into their house and offer them food, wine, and a place to stay. Immediately, the guests make themselves at home. They begin gulping down the old couple's wine, so much so that Baucis, the old lady, begins to worry they're going to run out. And then she notices something strange. Her wine pitcher keeps refilling itself, as if by magic. Realizing only a select few possess such powers, says to her husband, Philemon, "I think these men are gods in disguise." Immediately, the couple begins apologizing for offering such coarse wine, and the vagrants metamorphosize and reveal themselves to be Jupiter, the king of the gods, and Mercury, the trickster god. They confide they didn't mind the meager offerings. They were just pleased that someone in the town offered them hospitality. Then Jupiter says to them, "You have passed our test, but everyone else in this city failed, so we are going to destroy this place and everyone in it, except you, who we will grant a wish." So old Baucis and Philemon escape up into the mountains safely, and they receive their wish, which is for eternity together. Meanwhile, Jupiter carries through with his threat and wipes that city off the map. Some say the moral of that story is that we must all honor the sacred rituals of guest friendship, the reciprocal obligations owed between hosts and guests. But I like to think it's that we should always show compassion for those less fortunate than ourselves.
Or perhaps it is that the gods might kill you at any moment for failing their test, and they don't even have to tell you what the rules are. I have to say that because it's so cleverly written.
A cynic philosopher might take that view, but it's not entirely invalid, I suppose.
What's the status? I love that. That's really, what is that? That's illuminating. I didn't know that story. I've not read Metamorphoses. But as a person like deeply steeped in his own religious background, you know, I came to that story with certain expectations based on the religious background I was raised in, and then I was like, but this is not the context here. I wonder what is the lesson here? What is the moral? What will the gods do in this situation? What's the status of the election?
It must be completed by dusk, just the same as any other official business. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Malleolus, the challenger. Why do you ask?
Oh, no reason. Can I nominate? Oh, can we start the election now? So I have the ability to. This is interesting. From a game design perspective, if I have the ability to initiate the end of the loop, that's helpful. Can I nominate another candidate?
You can, assuming they're eligible and willing to accept the nomination.
What's your role in the election?
I'm responsible for announcing it and making sure the procedures are followed.
Who's allowed to vote?
All of the male citizens who are willing and able to attend, unless they're running, of course.
Can I vote?
Well, you're not a citizen yet, so no, I'm afraid not. But if it's any consolation, there are other ways to influence the outcome of an election.
Such as?
By using whatever gifts the gods gave you. Nothing untoward, of course.
Of course. I'm going to ask the question about women not being allowed to vote.
All of the male citizens who are...
Women can't vote?
That's just the way it's always been, I'm afraid. It never sat right with me, either. There are some women who can vote, Vestal priestesses like myself. But in this case, given my role overseeing the election, I've decided to abstain. I can't allow the perception that I'm being anything but fair and independent. But if it's any consolation, there are other ways to...
Can we start the election now?
As I said, I'm planning to hold it before dusk. But I suppose I could hold it sooner, if there's a good reason.
If I hold it sooner, I wonder if I will still initiate the breaking of the golden rule. Because I looked at the election and I didn't see something that would have done it. Like, it's not like a punch was thrown. It's not like somebody was killed. We were awfully close to that. Holding it early may prevent conflict between the voters.
Yes. I have overheard some rather unpleasant
I just want to test it out.
The last thing we need here is additional conflict. Very well. I'll get things started right away.
Let's see how this goes.
Citizens, it is time. Let us meet to elect our magistrate.
Election starting.
Okay. This will be interesting. Is this a good choice? Probably not. I don't think it's gonna work in my favor. I didn't even get Galerius nominated yet. But I think it could be I just want to see what happens. Unfortunately, it means we will probably need to sit through the same dialogue as always, but that's okay. It's an opportunity to learn some things. What's in this building? Nothing? We'll find ways to entertain ourselves. Ah, an old chest with some denarii. You gotta keep selecting denarii. We have 8,600 so far. Good luck, Cynthius. If I pull this bow out right in front of you, I'm reading this as a way to end the time loop, but I guess the other way to end the time loop is just to like steal something or shoot somebody. Why would they let you do the election early? If you wanted to advance the election quest, you could. That would be an easy way to do it. Why else? I don't know. End the time loop, maybe. Where's what's his nuts? Rufius is here. There he is. There's Delusions of Grandeur himself.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and Marcus Malleolus Gurges. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Sendius.
Dacius.
Malleolus.
Wait.
Galerius.
I abstain. I'm just here to observe.
2-1.
Virgil.
Malleolus.
2.
Rufius.
Malleolus.
So, was
And
Galerius
finally, Domitius.
for Malleolus the first time?
Who else?
Citizens, you have made your decision.
I
Your
thought he
new
was not.
magistrate is Marcus Malleolus
Or I thought he was.
Gurges.
Hail, Magistrate Malleolus.
Okay.
I said, hail, Magistrate Malleolus.
Same thing. We're just doing some experimenting here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gonna see what happens.
Delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your majesty.
I'm just sort of looking around.
Now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve. No more shall you walk on
Here's the thing. You don't know
eggshells,
what's a waste of time
fearing
until you
simply
waste a
to
little
live
bit of time
and
trying it.
breathe, because the tyrant Sentius told you it was forbidden. For my first act as magistrate,
Let's
I
see if the
hereby announce a day of
voice of the
celebration
heavens
to mark
happens
the
at the
end
exact
of
same
an
time.
era. The myth of the Golden Rule is no more.
The Golden Rule is real, you idiot.
For his attempt
Wish there was a way
deceive us
to
all,
fast forward through this.
Sentius is hereby found guilty of treason against the Empire.
I have committed no crimes. This is madness.
His sentence: to fight for his life in gladiatorial combat against Domitius. Here and now for your entertainment.
Sure, sure.
You have no idea what you're doing. You're going to get us all killed.
Wait.
Probably.
I exercise my right as a Vestal priestess to pardon him. I will not
Where do you
allow
think
you
walk
to do
against the current
You're showing your true
refers to?
now, priestess. Your corruption sickens me. Domitius, ignore her. Proceed.
This is insanity. You'll doom us all.
Lies. It is time the Golden Rule was exposed for what
So
it is.
what breaks
A
the Golden Rule
children's
here?
Fable exploited by a treacherous leader to instill fear in all of us.
This is why he's in his gladiator gear. They've been planning this all along.
Shut up, all of you. The magistrate has spoken. I'm going to enjoy killing you, old man.
Impossible.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
He says, I'm going to kill you. So, I guess it might just be that he says, I'm going to kill you. I don't know. Very interesting. Well, we learned something there. That confirms for us that the election itself is what breaks it, or at least one of the things that breaks it currently. Now let's see if we can't tackle some of our to-do list here and give a flower to Equitia, see if Galerius has any conversation for us. Outside of that.
Salve, friend. Mind?
I need you to take care of some things.
Sounds serious.
Yulia. This one, this
right, let me
one,
see.
and then go.
I'll go, but once...
And then also, can I talk with you? Galerius looks busy. I'll try and talk to him later. Okay, sounds good. We can do that. We'll find him later for sure. With that done, what do you think the odds? Shit. I thought I could make it. I was going to say, what do you think the odds are that we can... Please tell me that starts me at the start of the loop. Okay. What do you think the odds are we can make it into the water there and find the going against the grain,
I'll go.
wading against the current? Okay, is there current here? There's just that. There's just that. The waterfall. There's no current here. I don't think wade against the current would mean walk underneath the waterfall. That's not how I would read it. But to me, that doesn't make any sense. Where do you think this goes? A bottle of wine. Possibly the last bottle of wine in the game, or in the city. I know that's not true because I've already found one. Oh my god, where are we? Why did I come down here? Now there's a new thing to do down here. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, well, we've got a new area here. What's going on here? Got some ruins. Ah, this takes us over to, I understand. We've been here before. Okay. A dice tower. Whoa, that's so cool. Veni Vidi Vici. Which means Sidious Altius Fortius is the Olympics thing. Faster, stronger, faster, higher, stronger. What does Veni Vidi Vici mean again? I can't remember. Metal dice tower designed to stop people from cheating when rolling dice. Cheating is a problem amongst Romans. Theophilus had an orgy with 4 girls here and disappointed all of them equally. Domitius's chest. Okay, resume. Never mind. Don't steal that shit. A gladiator shield. Training dummy. Domitius has been attacking a training dummy. Okay. A priestess, as in Equitia. Ceramic bowl full of urine, which ancient Romans used because of its ammonia content to wash and bleach their clothes. Wash your stuff and piss. Produce bowl. Purple carrots. The only way out is through. A little John Green for you.
Wow. Isn't that a big, long bow?
Are you flirting with me?
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold
Livia's the
braying.
one who's...
Livia, would you stop muttering like
Ask too many
Medea over a
questions.
cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
We're bloodless shadows.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
Let the buyer beware. Okay. Well. Freaking speak with, let's speak with everybody.
I
Aurelia.
love your clothes. So exotic.
Thank you.
Ah, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit. I'm Aurelia, and I hope I'm not being too forward, but the moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued. There's a light in your eyes I've never seen before, a certain learning and sophistication.
Do you flirt with all your customers? Don't waste your breath. I know you're a horrible person. Do I know that? I was just sitting here looking at my notes. Aurelia. Claudia and Malleolus are the 2 that are terrible. Is Aurelia the 3rd? Oh, wait. Yes. You're the one. I already have you written down. You're the one who offered a way out to Julia. Yeah, you are a terrible person. You got her to take a huge debt, sold her out to Malleolus, and then gave her hemlock. You're as charming as you are beautiful. 0.
Ugh, coming on a bit strong, don't you think?
You fucking started it. You came on to me.
I take back what I said. Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore.
Whatever.
Let's just forget that ever happened, so we can at least do business. So, what brings you to my tavern?
I got a Steam achievement for being rejected by Aurelia. Do you know a way out of here?
You know, normally, I'd expect you to buy me a drink before asking if I want to get out of here.
I was asking about an escape from the city.
I guess that went right over your head. Never mind.
Are you
As a
flirting with
matter
me or
of
not?
fact, I do know a way out. I'm happy to tell you all about it, but this is valuable information we're talking about, and I don't just give it out like some cheap oracle. So, how badly do you want it? Is it worth, say, 1,000 denarii to you?
A drop in the bucket? Absolutely. Not interested. I know it's a scam. What should I say here? I kind of want the item because it would be nice to have the item. Tell me more about what I'd be buying.
Well, I can't tell you too much, or you'd figure it out for yourself. But I promise you, you'll never have to spend another hour in this city ever again.
If you have a way out, why haven't you used it yourself?
Simple. It's a one-way trip, and I'm not ready to go just yet. I like my life here.
I like my life here.
One day, maybe, but not now.
A one-way trip. Is it unethical to keep all these people trapped in here knowing that there's a way out?
I think of it this way. I have something of value, and I'm willing to share it for a price. That's not unethical. That's just good business. Now, do you want it or not?
I already know it's a scam, so I guess the game is going to make me say that. You and Dacius, by the way, would go really well together.
Ha! It's hardly my fault if people misunderstand the terms of a deal. I mean, it does say, let the buyer beware, right outside my tavern.
What do you think about the golden rule?
I just try not to think about it. Drink helps with that. As the saying goes, to drink is human, so we drink.
What's your story?
Ugh, let it go. Nothing's going to happen between us.
Have you heard any interesting gossip?
Certainly. For 10 denarii.
I have so much denarii. Here's 10 denarii.
Have you met Livia? She used to do my hair, until one day she just snapped. This place has that effect on people. Now, she just stands around, caked in filth, muttering nonsense to herself. It's a real shame. Now I have to do my own hair.
You might do the same if all of a sudden your eyes had opened to the fact that this existence you're calling an existence isn't really an existence at all. Here's another 10 denarii.
I hear that if Malleolus is elected, he's gonna throw a small festival to celebrate, with entertainment and everything. Can't wait to find out what it is. Whatever you like.
Oh, wait, can I give you more?
Certainly. For 10 denarii. There used to be a midwife
Yeah, I can.
here,
Okay.
Naevia, but this place drove her mad as a Maenad. Said she could hear the statues whispering to her. Can you imagine? Fortunately for us, she locked herself in the palace weeks ago and hasn't been seen since. Good riddance, I say.
I'm Googling what a Maenad is because I have never heard that before, and it's probably a female follower of Dionysus. I knew it was probably a ancient Roman reference that I didn't get.
Scintilla, the magistrate's youngest daughter, went missing a few weeks ago, right out from under Daddy's nose.
What's the story
How
there?
can we trust him to govern a city if he can't even protect his own daughter? I heard Dacius has been offering a lot of money for a bow. Of course, Sentius banned all weapons in the city, so I can't help but wonder what he's up to.
All of these rumors we've heard so far, but maybe we'll get to one that we haven't.
Have you seen the way Rufius walks around staring at all the statues?
There we go.
He says he's afraid they're going to spring to life. But then, why does he have a collection of them in his room?
So is he afraid of them or not?
I hear Galerius has a thing for Equitia, but of course she's a Vestal priestess. If she sleeps with him, the magistrate will have to bury her alive. Why do silly boys always want what they can't have?
You're the one who tried to flirt with me, and then the minute I flirted back was like, never mind, I've lost interest.
I hear there are blasphemous cultists walking among us. You know, the ones that lit the fires last year?
Yeah, I think it's
Some
Malleolus.
even say they have a secret shrine around here somewhere. I've already told you everything I know,
There you go.
I'm afraid.
I'm looking for Kabosh. Have you seen him?
Not for a few weeks now.
Oh, shit.
Last time I saw him, he was sitting at a table with Georgius, whispering about some job. I remember because they kept looking over their shoulders as if they didn't want anyone else to know. So, naturally,
Interesting.
I hovered. The one word I kept hearing was vanishing, and then, the next day, Kabosh just disappeared.
Vanishing.
Coincidence? I think not.
Coincidence? I think not. Okay.
All right. See ya.
See ya. I would say it's been a pleasure, but then I would be a liar. A beer vat. There's a layer of small insects drowning on the surface. Yikes. Oh, there's garum. Not garum again. I don't want to steal.
Wow. Isn't that a big, long bow?
Stop flirting with me. What's up here? More beer, more
You stay
more beer.
away from my money.
I'll stay away from your money. I'm just looking at your beer. That's locked, of course it is. But what's Minerva, the goddess, the Roman goddess of strategy? Is there a key for your chest anywhere? I kind of want to do that one. Because what could be within that chest? You got to find out, right? And I think the only real way to find out is to try it. This is perfume. Perfume. It's probably hemlock, right? I mean... Okay. Prepare yourself. Turn your volume down.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Yoink. Yoink. I'm going to beat Sentius there. Oh, I am here and ready, Sentius. Maybe next loop we'll just talk to Galerius real quick. I don't really want to give the flower to Equitia without speaking to Galerius on the same loop. For some reason, that just feels weird to me. But I don't know. Maybe I should. Sentius, are you coming? Oh, Jesus. You're being trapped by these archers. See ya. Thank you for your service. Okay. We have the key. So we can go find out what was in that that chest. Hi, Galerius. We've had this conversation before.
I don't think
we have. Your name is Galerius. See you later. Actually, can we talk?
Ah, it's you again. Hope you're settling in, friend. Now, what's on your mind?
This says it's all new. This is the other thing I really wanted to ask about, running for magistrate yourself. What's your story?
Well, it's a long one and kind of sad, but I don't mind telling it.
Maybe I've never gotten this conversation from Galerius.
I'm a farmer. Always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia, Camulodunum, with my parents and 2 little sisters. Lovely part of the world. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men. My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. I sprinted so fast I almost threw up, but by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions.
Wow.
My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young. It was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These legion thugs just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle. But there were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters, dead. And they left me alive to see what they'd done. It still burns whenever I think about it.
Jesus Christ. I wonder if he died then, or if he made it to Rome for the fire. Sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica led thousands of Britons in a rebellion against the Romans. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, they enslaved. So, then I found myself being transported
Damn.
all the way to Rome. To be sold to the highest bidder. I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans' ways. Romanized my name and everything. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me, and I'd just end up right back where I was. Could probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming and shouting. I'd never seen anything like it. Human beings acting like cattle. I got swept up with them somehow, and the rest is a blur.
I wondered.
Next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river.
Why his name was
Stumbled
Roman.
across this place and started my life over again.
He Romanized his name after becoming a Roman slave. I'm glad things worked out in the end.
That's what I thought too, for a while. But it seems the gods aren't done tormenting me yet.
Oh yeah?
See, I finally had my own farm again, safe from the grasping hands of the Romans. Or so I thought. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes the best bit for himself, of course. He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the
Interesting.
golden rule. I'm not sure I believe him, but then, what if he's right?
I didn't know that.
It turns out our dear old magistrate is no better than the Legion thugs who took everything from me. I'm right back where I began. But don't you worry, Nemesis is waiting. And he'll get his, one day. He'll get his. Forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away.
So,
sometimes.
a mark against Sentius there for terrible leadership, which is something I didn't know. Galerius comes across as very sympathetic there. Obviously, the Romans don't. Except for this part about wanting to kill him in the end. I don't know if it matters what I do here, but I'll say sure. I'll forget about it.
Thanks, friend. I knew I liked you. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Was there something else you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, the election for sure. I also just had the thought, if Rufius is obsessed with golden statues, I wonder if that's who I sell the golden eggs to. I think now that I have golden goose eggs, maybe I should try and sell them to Dacius. He seems like a person who might be into it. But maybe Rufius is the person who will be into it. I've got all these puzzle pieces. Sorry, they're all jumping out at random times to grab my attention. Do you know a way out of here?
Well, as much as I'd love to get out of here, the harvest's always more fruitful in another man's field, isn't it? Scintilla, Sentius' daughter, went missing a few weeks back. Could be she found a way out. If anyone knows for sure, it'll be her sister, Sentia. But she'd never tell the likes of me.
How to be Sentia, huh? How do I get closer to Sentia? What do you think about the golden rule?
Oh, I don't give it much thought these days. I mean, everybody here's got their own view about what we need to do to survive. But I say, let's spend less time arguing about what it means to be good and just get on with it, you know?
What a put the philosophers in their place piece of dialogue that is. Galerius is the blue-collar working man. Let's spend less time arguing about what it means to be good and just get on with it. What do you think about this election?
I can't see how I could vote for either candidate. I don't like Sentius much, but Malleolus is almost as bad. Even I could do a better job. Me,
the spick of the
farmer.
devil.
And I've never given a speech or put on a toga in my life.
Well, you want to run?
I've bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way of getting Dooley set free. God knows Sentius is never going to do it. But from what I hear, Malleolus has the election stitched up. Nobody's going to take him on and win. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. I mean, he talks a lot about freedom, so I'm hoping if he's elected, he'll release Dooley from his cell. That's good enough for me.
Why is Dooley in a cell?
Because Sentius put him there. Poor Dooley was just wandering around looking for some imaginary treasure. Now a magistrate accused him of being a thief. That's nonsense, of course. Dooley's the most harmless man you'll ever meet. But Sentius really has it in for him, for some reason.
For some reason. What's the reason there? If Malleolus runs, he's going to break the golden rule and kill us all. So hold up. Let me write down real quick. Sentius. Hates Dooley? Question mark? There's something there. There's a thread there. We need to pull on it. If Malleolus wins, he'll kill us all.
And how could you know that? I mean, I don't like the man, but I don't see how you could know a thing like that.
Remember the thing I just told you about how we've had this conversation before? He plans to have Sentius executed for treason.
You overheard him say that? Oh, why does that not surprise me? He and Sentius have despised each other for a long time now. Well, in that case, we need to find a way to make sure Malleolus loses. Better yet, get him to withdraw altogether. If you can do that, and Sentius is the only candidate left, I'll run against him.
I see.
Deal?
Deal. Interesting.
All right. See you around.
Okay. Very interesting. You're not going to go do the things for me, which I would like for you to do. Right?
Ah, it's you again. Hope you're... No.
Okay. He's not going to go do the things.
See you around.
So, what we're going to do is we're going to go steal from that chest and probably call it a time loop. There. We need to steal... How do I get there again? I went the wrong way. From Aurelia. Hope that she has hemlock and that we can get it from that chest. I don't know why. I just want hemlock. And I want to use it.
Cerberus lifts his triple head.
I have a
and
key.
lets out his threefold praying.
Livia,
Aurelia's diary.
would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
Dear diary.
Trades.
Today I'm celebrating. I made the easiest 1,000 denarii I've ever made by selling a way out to a desperate fool.
You're
Of course,
in a world of your own.
it may not
aren't
have
you?
been the way out she was hoping for, but hemlock still counts. That'll teach her for insulting my hair. Since it didn't break the golden rule, I may have to try this again sometime. It worked again. I'm now another 1,000 denarii richer thanks to Ulpius and his desperation to escape. Of course, there's very little to spend money on here, but just having it gives me a little thrill, for a brief moment at least. Finally, I have something to spend my money on. Malleolus is running for magistrate in the election tomorrow. He's promised that for a sufficient tribute, I'll be able to move into old Sentius's villa once it's vacated. How he plans to achieve that, he wouldn't say, but still, I'd better make sure he wins. Perfect. We can leave the diary. And I think we will steal this money because it just is funny to me. It's a good way to end the episode. Shit!
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
See ya! Yoink. Fun. I went the wrong way, but it's fine. I have to get up all the way to the top now. Shit. That's going to do it for this episode. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. We've learned more about the... Yikes! About some of the politics. I would call this episode mostly about sort of the politics of the city. But we also finally understand more about our good friend Galerius. Not only that, we have... We did something else this episode. I just don't remember what it was. Anyways, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like down below. I hope you're enjoying this series. I'm having so much fun recording it. So it's been such a pleasure to play this game, and I can't wait to play more. I'll see you tomorrow for another episode. Until then, have a great rest of your day. Seriously, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.